Good evening and welcome to the Doghouse here at New Albany High School. We are joining you live here on WNAS for a rivalry night as the Highlanders of nearby Floyd Central visiting your New Albany Bulldogs. This is a Hoosier Hills Conference contest for both teams and also a potential sectional preview depending on the tournament draw. Programming on WNAS is being made possible this year by the support of the following underwriting grant sponsors: Arnie's Pizza, Blake & Co. Electrical, Ace Hardware, Guest Room Records LLC, Floyd County Public Library, Dunn Orthodontics, Pure Bar, Schmidt Furniture, Copier Mart, and Dragon King's Daughter. Those are a few of the businesses and individuals making programming possible this year on WNAS radio and television. New Albany comes into this evening's contest with a 7-3 record off to a solid start, even fielding a somewhat young lineup with 3 sophomores starting. In the meantime, Floyd Central is sitting at a .500 with a 6-6 record. They have faced a challenging schedule that includes the top-ranked team in Indiana and Hamilton Southeastern, along with an Assumption team favored as normal to win at all in Kentucky. On paper, the teams both look evenly matched tonight. They have 2 common opponents. Both teams defeated Jennings County 3-2, as well as sweeping Bedford North Lawrence 3-0. As a result, they also each come into tonight undefeated in league play, with the winner taking over sole possession of first place in the conference. Programming on WNAS is made possible by the support of the following underwriting grant sponsors: A&K Auto Detailing, Baptist Healthcare System, Culkin Coffee, ICA Dumpsters, Pratt's Sporting Goods, The Odd Shop, Maxwell's House of Music, A Nice Restaurant, Call's Body Shop, and Swag Sports Shoes. Those are a few of the businesses and individuals making programming possible this year on WNAS radio and television. The Bulldogs dropped 2 tough ones over the past week, falling to defending state champ Providence and then to the perennial winner, Brownstown. Both of those games were on the road, but they bounced back in Bedford on Tuesday with a dominating win. Ellie Charlo had 24 kills and 9 digs that led the way against the Stars, while fellow 10th grader Addie Vaughn had 37 assists. Gretchen Sprecher also had 3 service aces along the way. The Highlanders went 30-7 last year, surprised Providence in the sectional, and made it all the way to the semi-state before losing to Yorktown. That included an undefeated conference championship, and including sectional games the past 2 years, they have won 14 straight games against league opponents. A win by the Bulldogs would be a bitter defeat for the rivals and exactly what the partisan home crowd is looking for. With me, I have Colin Kruer. And Colin, what is an update on the junior varsity game that just happened?
Yeah, so for the Bulldogs, it really was a tough one. They only ended up playing 2 sets because it's best out of 3. And in the first set, FC ended up scoring 25 points. New Albany ended up scoring 16. We really just didn't have like a big run going on. Didn't really see a lot of energy there on the court. We really didn't get that too much into a groove, as I'd say. Hopefully we're seeing a little bit more of that from our varsity as they're warming up here. And then in the second set for JV, it was just kind of almost the same outcome here. FC 25, New Albany 15. You know, it just kind of like sucks for the Bulldogs. They really didn't get in that groove. Like I said before, we really would have liked to see definitely a better, closer match going into this varsity to get the girls all hyped up.
Absolutely. Before we continue further, we would once again like to acknowledge our underwriting grant sponsors: Sweet Stuff Bakery, Workwell Industries, Riverside Parking, Rec Bar 812, Talk to the Tail Pet Salon, Uncommon Cups and Cones, Samtech, Better by the Design LLC, Insurance Agent Wayne Cook, and the German American Bank. I'm being joined tonight by Oliver Trueblood and Colin Kruer, who was just on. Gentlemen, you all have had the opportunity to see the Bulldogs in action so far this year. Who are some of the key players to keep an eye on Woosley's team, and what would you think will be key to the victory for New Albany?
Yeah, so first of all, I'm going to start off with a little bit of defense here. So in the back row, we have Morgan Tyler for our libero, and she's a defensive player. She doesn't play too much of the front attacking the net here. So really the key part would be Morgan definitely getting those spikes and balls up that FC is definitely going to be hitting over our way. So if she can get those up, we'll have a chance for Addie Vaughn to be getting our sets 2, our front 2 here. Reese Teasing and Ellie Charlo, they're going to be attacking the net here today, hopefully scoring some definitely some crucial points here for the Bulldogs. And then in the middle we have Callie Lush. She definitely is
Callie Lush is very energetic in herself. Callie is just exemplary to watch for the team, and it's second year on.
Yeah, she's very consistent there in the middle, as I was trying to say there, Sam.
First, we're going to start with some the starting lineups to get you moving here with the game. For Floyd Central, you have Jenna Hydebreder, Ella Davidson, Maddie Johnson, Carly Fonda, Presley Fuller, Nora Gibson, and Addie Schneider. For your New Albany Bulldogs, we have Ellie Charlo, Reese Teasing, Gretchen Sprecher, Charlotte Fisher, Addie Vaughn, Callie Lush, and Morgan Tyler. Thank you all for joining us here on 88.1 WNAS New Albany, and we'll be following soon with your play-by-play. All right, we are back here at 88.1 WNAS. Colin and Oliver, kick us off.
Yeah, so definitely like you said, we are looking for on paper, very close matchup here. New Albany has 6 seniors here to lead the Bulldogs, and Floyd Central has 5. So they're definitely, I'd say, evenly matched here.
That speaks for itself, too, just in the scores of wins and losses. The teams are very, very on par with each other, which I think will lead to a very riveting game.
Exactly,
Yes.
Sam.
Looking at the conference, these are actually the only 2 teams in the Hoosier Hills Conference that remain undefeated. That will end tonight, but beyond that, they are very evenly matched. And as you said, we got a lot of seniors that are looking to lead the team. Morgan Tyler, the libero for New Albany, who's a senior, has had a lot of great play this season. Furthermore, Gretchen Sprecher and Charlotte Fisher have been providing the team with a lot of support. And senior Coco Owsley had a breakout game against Jennings County a few weeks back, and so we're looking to her to provide a spark off the bench.
Yeah, no, for her serve, she definitely is very consistent on getting it over, so we're definitely depending on her to get that ball over for the serves here if it comes down to it.
That's right. And we are just about locked and loaded, almost ready to go. Once again, the junior varsity New Albany team fell to the Highlanders earlier tonight, with the first set ending 25-16 in Floyd Central's favor, and then Floyd Central sealing the deal with 25 to 15. And we are just about ready to go here for the varsity game.
That's right, Oliver, with number 34 for the Highlanders, Nora Gibson here serving.
And it's up.
Off to Morgan Tyler. Addie Vaughn.
Reese teasing with a nice hit there. And Morgan Tyler gets that up for the Bulldogs.
Addie Vaughn with the set.
Ellie Charles with the hit. FC has it up.
Morgan Tyler with a nice dig there.
And blocked by New Albany.
Yeah, that's a point for New Albany.
Callie Lush and Charlotte Fisher there for the block.
And that's a nice way to start things off. And you can tell Callie Lush is already bringing that energy with her onto the court. Getting
That's right.
the Dogs fired up here. That's
right. It was definitely a good volley here for Floyd and the Bulldogs. That point was to FC there.
Off the block.
And number 5 for FC, Ella Davidson here is going to be serving for FC Highlanders.
And the energy tonight here at the Doghouse is electric. We have had a lot of students and parents showing up.
Oh, and that one is out of bounds there for Ellie Charlo. Definitely got a good hand on it, just not high enough to get it
out. Not where it needed to be. Very
That's right.
Unfortunate.
Just not over that net. So it's going to be point Highlanders. And good serve by Ella Davidson. New Orleans able to get it up.
Callie Fisher coming in.
Coming in the middle. Callie Lush is definitely going to be.
That really is what Callie Lush is for. She's so
right.
tall that she can just get right over and kill it.
She is laying down the law right there from the get-go. And she is for sure going to be a focal point for New Albany tonight.
Callie with the serve again, unfortunately blocked by the net.
Man, I just tell you what, right now, right off the bat, we're just like giving up some points here to the Highlanders just off simple serves.
And
it's unfortunate, but where the score is now currently, it's likely to balance out. These teams are on fairly equal footing.
Very for sure, Sam. And that was number 11, Maddie Johnson there for the Highlanders. And Reese teasing, just barely outside the line there. She definitely had a good thought there, putting it right on the line where FC was not.
Yeah,
but
close,
just a little too strong.
Close, but no cigar. And the silver lining here, even though New Albany started off with a few blunders, these are very easily fixable mistakes.
And that was an ace for Floyd Central, number 11, Maddie Johnson.
Which brings us to 2-5 currently.
Honestly, I'd say that that ball was kind of just hung in the air there, really confusing the Bulldogs.
Yes,
just not able to get it.
We started off a bit slow, but we've had some moments of electricity already.
And Reese teasing for the hit. FC gets it up. Ellie Charlotte hitting it right back over. Oh, and just barely missed by number 18, Charlotte Fisher. She just couldn't quite get that angle right.
So close yet so far.
Yeah, the Dogs are working out some kinks here early on, but still hanging tough here against the Highlanders.
That's right. I'm sure they're going to feel the energy from the student session that we have down there.
Yes,
it back to Floyd Central
tonight
for a
is
third
a
serve.
neon theme, and we've got students lined up nearly to the top of the bleachers. And Floyd about to set up the serve.
Maddie Johnson once again serving.
There you go,
Morgan
defended well by New
with another
Albany.
set. And Gretchen Sprecher goes.
And there's a kill by Gretchen Sprecher.
Number 17, she's a senior. She's definitely been leading this team throughout this season.
Most definitely. And you got to think, this could be a turning point for New Albany. If they can string together just a couple of points, just a small run, things could really turn early on here for the Dogs.
That's right, Oliver. We have Reese teasing, number 5, serving for the Bulldogs. And Addie Vaughn goes up for a block. Blocked by Gretchen Sprecher, back over on the FC side. Now,
Charlotte
hit
Fisher
over.
with the hit. Addie Vaughn with the set once again.
And
Reese.
Ellie Charlo
That's
with
the
the
point
kill.
for the Dogs. And look, Floyd Central is being relentless early on, but New Albany is sticking with them. And every time they're going for the kill, the Dogs have ladies up front, getting those blocks and keeping just opportunities alive for the Bulldogs here tonight.
And a hard hit by FC. New Albany was just not at the right place there to be able to get squared up and get that ball up for the Bulldogs.
Yes, but you have to like how New Albany is starting off. We had a bit of a skittish start, but now they're warmed up, it looks like.
I'd say so too, Oliver.
We are sitting in tied for what's likely to be a long fight tonight.
And Ellie Charles for the hit.
Doesn't quite get there, though.
Just blocked by FC.
Nearly there, though. You have to like the attacking mindset that the Dogs have right now, even though not everything is turning out in their favor.
There's
some
true,
strong
Oliver.
play from them thus far.
And Morgan Tyler with the sliding hit. Able to get it up, but just not over the net for the Bulldogs there.
And nearly, Gretchen Sprecher put in a valiant effort there, but just not close enough.
And timeout for the Dogs. Honestly, I would say, like I talked about for the pregame here, is just getting those balls up and getting them to our setter.
Yes.
You know, it's really important to get to that setter to be able to set up for those striking hits to get those kills and those points for the Bulldogs. I just don't think we're getting them there just yet.
Exactly, but I think that's something that can be resolved as we go on. And the Bulldogs are taking a second to recoup during this timeout, work out the kinks, and Woosley is talking to the girls. And we will return here shortly after this timeout is up. Colin, what do you think the plan of attack is here for the Dogs coming out of this timeout?
Yeah, no, like I said, it's just definitely just, you know, those regular passes, just those simple things that are just adding up. Not quite getting over the net on serves and stuff like that for the Bulldogs, but here we go, back action, back at you. Oh,
very strong hit there.
Looks like that timeout worked for the Bulldogs there. Woosley definitely knows what he's doing there, getting his team all hyped up and definitely focused.
And that's another kill in New Albany's favor. Looks like that timeout is already paying off.
Ellie Charlotte here serving for the Bulldogs.
It's up.
FC with the bump, and number 19 for FC dumps it right over. So what a dump really is whenever a setter goes up to set that their hitter here to be able to strike on New Albany, but instead they fake them out by just dumping it right over the net.
Yes, and New Albany was fooled there. And we're back now with the action.
And
Addie Vaughn with a very slight tip.
New Albany keeps it alive. Another good dig by Morgan Tyler.
And a back row hit from Ellie Charlo over to FC side now.
34 with the kill. 5-12.
And Floyd Central is putting up a tough fight tonight and one that they are winning thus far. But the Dogs are still staying somewhat close with it being 12-5, down 7.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't think we're out of it just yet here.
Fisher with the kill, bringing it back.
Yep, call that number 6.
Just like you said before, just like a few points here will get us right back in the game. We're only down 6.
Yes.
I mean, just 3 or something like that to make it a little bit closer here.
And looking at about half of the points that we've conceded so far, a lot of them have been mistakes that are very easy to correct. Just getting those serves back up over the nets, being able to kill past Floyd Central's blockers.
Yeah, and that was number 10, Morgan Tyler there for the serve, just barely out. She was definitely going for that back line.
And the senior libero is already making a difference for New Albany. Even though they're down, she has been a significant part of the Dogs' defense.
There she goes. And that was point FC.
That was close, but that's going to be making it 13-6 in Floyd Central's favor. Floyd Central is squaring up to serve again.
That's number 19, Carly Fonda. Oh, and the Bulldogs able to keep it up. Charlotte Fisher passing it over. And Ellie Charlo still keeping the ball alive.
Back to Callie Lush.
Still in.
Keeping
back
it
in
alive.
Floyd's corner.
Back over and not getting the dive. 6-15.
Reese teasing over there for the dive, just not able to get her hand right underneath it.
That point did not go in New Albany's favor, but that was great play by them. You see them keeping it alive multiple times, and it's just important for them to be creating opportunities for themselves and not letting things die right when Floyd gets it over. Even though they got the point that time, it took them about 3 serves over to New Albany's end of the court to get the point. if they're making them work for the points, they are going to tire out Floyd.
Absolutely there, Oliver. Honestly, what you're saying about outworking them, it really looks like FC's kind of getting, our team kind of like a little bit discombobulated over here. We got people kind of running outside the lines. As long as we can get our hits within the lines, right? Those first initial hits, like I'm saying, those defensive hits, just keeping the balls up, getting them to our setter to be able to, get those points. Really set up our other teammates like Reese Teasing and Ellie Charlotte and Callie Lush, as a matter of fact, right there in the middle, as you saw from the first point.
Yes, exactly. And who have you noticed, Colin, thus far, who's been making a difference for New Albany out on the court tonight?
I said Morgan Tyler with her consistency over here.
I have to agree. Her defense is just great for the Dogs. Several digs, and that's another point.
Bulldogs.
There for the Dogs.
Very easy one there, straight to the net.
And it looks like about both teams are making those simple mistakes about now, Oliver.
Addie Vaughn setting up here with the serve.
Vaughn gets it over.
And now it's hit out by FC. That's New Albany's point.
Bringing us to 8:15.
And
slowly bringing it back.
Yes, and this is what we're talking about. We just need to string together a couple points here and there. And if we can keep doing that and just keep it close, that's another point for Floyd Central.
Quick turnaround with an out-of-bounds serve.
Yes. Making that 16-8.
Number 34, Nora Gibson is here serving.
The serve is up.
See if I caught
well defended by Tyler.
And a point for FC. Charlotte Fisher just not getting the hit there.
That's right. So it definitely looked like our blockers just weren't up all the way. And definitely quick turnaround there for our Bulldogs.
Indeed. And Floyd hits it up.
Oh, just unlucky here for the Bulldogs. Just barely hits over. As Addie Vaughn goes to get it, her foot does pass the line underneath, and that would be FC's point.
And the Dogs are just having trouble stringing small runs together. They're getting points here and there, but Floyd Central, they just keep pulling away here.
That's very true, Oliver.
And once again, a lot of it is just simple mistakes. So you have to think,
like
as
right
Floyd
there
gets another point.
Like right there. So like I'm saying, that defending hit just went over the net, and that's just automatically going right over to FC to be able to set them up to hit on our side.
Yeah, exactly. And so the bright side is these are correctable mistakes, and you have to think that with as much senior experience as we have on this Bulldog lineup, that they can work things out. And there we go. Point in the Bulldogs' favor right there, as Floyd Central just hit it out past that line. Charlotte Fisher's getting ready to serve for New Albany.
And good serve by Charlotte Fisher. Ooh, and FC just dumping it right over the net, just to where New Albany was not at.
Yes, and New Albany's still putting up a great effort defensively. Every time they're getting points, you're seeing bodies on the floor, people going for digs, people just trying to keep it alive. Sometimes it's working, but you're not going to get that every time. It's up.
Oh, and smart move by Ellie Charlotte. Not going for the hit, but going for the smarter move here by just hitting it right over the blockers to where nobody was for FC.
And those are the kinds of small tactics that could be difference makers in a match that is projected to be as close as we're thinking tonight.
That's right, Oliver.
It's currently 10-20, but with glass half full optimism for the Bulldogs, they may pull out a win here. Just maybe. Callie Lush with the serve.
FC returning it here.
Callie Lush with the block. Addie Vaughn up.
And Ellie Charlotte with the kill down for the Bulldogs.
And that's another point. And guys, this is exactly what the Bulldogs needed. They're stringing together some just great possessions here and getting points in their favor. Callie Lush is getting ready to serve again for the Bulldogs, number 20 on your screen. And the serve is up.
FC returning
goes
that,
for the spike.
And Charlotte just not able to get there. You know, sliding, I mean, they're definitely putting in the maximum effort here, sliding all over the floor, just not able to get their hands underneath that ball to keep it up.
Floyd just gets that kill in, but once again, you're seeing New Albany put up a terrific effort defensively.
Served by Maddie Johnson.
And another one of those unlucky points here for the Bulldogs. Just barely rolling over the
going
net.
for that dig and just not getting it.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no way of, like, defending those or preparing for those. You just got to be, like, on the fly right there.
Yeah, there are just going to be some of those unlucky bounces in the game.
And Ellie Charlotte there hitting it up for the Bulldogs. And a little miscommunication there for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it looked like
17
the Dogs
and
were,
number 5 were both going to go for it.
Yeah.
And then they stopped right in their tracks.
Yeah,
so.
it looked like they were wanting Gretchen to get a kill and really attack the Highlanders. And they just weren't on the same page.
Charlotte Fisher getting it up here. And Reese Teasing attacking.
Just barely not getting it once again.
She was definitely trying to get an angle on it here, trying to hit on the left side of the court, as you can see, just not over the net. But that would have definitely been a smart play if she had been able to get it over the net. Nobody was over there to defend for the Highlanders.
Yes, and you have to like the way the Bulldogs are thinking. Not everything's going their way, but the effort is there. The
And Ellie
mindset is
Charlotte with
there.
the nice hit.
Yes.
And a block for Gretchen Sprecher. Bulldogs are keeping it alive here on this last point. Reese Teasing with the hard hit.
And getting blocked by Floyd.
Got
Went
blocked.
for the kill, but got blocked, and that turns out in Floyd's favor, and they're going to win the first set here.
In the meantime, we're going to cover some underwriting grants that allow this broadcast to be possible in the first place. Allstate Insurance, Arnie's Pizza, Copier Mart, Sean Clemens Painting, Calls Body Shop, June Tune Inc., J. Allen Formalwear, ICA Dumpsters, Form G Holdings, Freckles and Blondie, Guest Room Records, LLC, Remax First, Riverside Mortgage, and Riverside Parking. Without these grants, this broadcast would not be possible at all, and for that, we are eternally grateful. Colin and Oliver, how are we reflecting after this? How do you feel that the Bulldogs are doing so far, and what do you think could be done to maybe secure a win?
Yeah, so Moose took him back into the locker room here. I'm guarantee you he's definitely going over those simple mistakes, like just hitting it out. You know, those are just like freebie points that we're giving over to the Highlanders. If we can just clean that up, like in the first point, it was definitely a good volley back and forth, and then spike for Callie Lush here. We would like to see a little bit more of that gameplay going back and forth and making it a little bit tighter. But for some reason, we just, like, as the game was going on, we just made a little bit more of those simple mistakes and stuff like that and just added up to the end of the game. And, you know, you can't really, like, you can fix that going into the next game, but you can't do anything about that. So you got to have that, kind of like that goldfish mentality, next play, forget about it, you know what I mean?
And I guarantee you, Woos is ripping into them right now for those simple mistakes because those are just so easily correctable. And if they can correct that, then
it'll put the Bulldogs right back into the game.
Yes, these sets will be a lot more competitive. And if you pair that with the offensive thunder that we got a few little peaks of from Callie Lush in that first set, if those two things carry on, you have to like the way things will go the rest of the way for the Bulldogs.
Absolutely. So, honestly, I would say Callie Lush is one of our, like, if not the most powerful hitter over here on the court, here in the middle. We just got to be setting her up there because I think that she can hit that ball definitely past those blockers and be able to score for the Bulldogs. We just got to be able to get that set up to her.
Yes, Callie has that height to be able to kill and avoid those Highlander blockers. And if she has been the offensive difference maker for the Dogs tonight, you have to look at Mo. Morgan Tyler has been a great defensive player tonight, the senior libero for the Dogs, just bringing that defensive energy and just creating more opportunities for the Dogs.
Right, she's definitely been very consistent, being able to get that ball up. On some of them, you know, just the serves were a little wonky where we wouldn't be able to just, like, get those right back over the net. You know, just hitting the net and just barely rolling over. And just unlucky for the Bulldogs. We definitely just have to watch that as it goes on.
Once again, that's definitely something that Coach Woosley noticed. And so you have to think that the Dogs are going to come right out of the gate and fix those smaller problems. And from then on, the Dogs will just be focused on
so it looks like the Dogs'
Floyd.
energy is still up here as I see them dancing in the middle of the court.
Yeah, you know what? It's just the first set. You got to shake it off. And they corrected the mistakes that they were making in the locker room, surely. And so there's nothing you can do. Like you said, goldfish mentality. You've just got to forget that first set, focus on the present moment, and just get your squad fired up.
Absolutely, as they're trying to do here. With all those handshakes. I mean, I just thought it was incredible, all the different handshakes that they have to memorize for each other.
Yeah, you've got to love that team energy. And once again, we've got a heavy senior lineup, and these girls have been playing together for years, and so the team is very galvanized, very together, and you have to think as number 19, Addie Vaughn, is getting ready to serve, that,
Morgan Tyler
they can pull this
coming in
together.
And here's Addie Vaughn for the serve. Yeah, and just like we talked about, those simple mistakes here, just hitting it out. We just got to give ourselves a chance.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about creating an opportunity, especially in a game that's going to be as close as the one tonight.
Right,
But,
and close and competitive.
exactly.
And energy is high.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And that was
else
also
is out
out for
there.
the Floyd Central.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
We're starting off with 2 wonky serves, 1 from each side, and it's 1-1 here in the second set.
honestly, that just evens the playing field.
Yeah, exactly. And look, could this be a hint that Floyd's getting a little tired, and so that could lead to some sloppy play?
It possibly
We
could
shall
be.
see.
And that was point Floyd Central.
Yes, and
Definitely a good hit. They definitely found the pocket where we just weren't.
yeah, they're just picking apart our spacing in the early goings and just getting that ball to where the empty space is. And
Sending it back to Maddie Johnson for the serve.
And hitting the net. It
once
looks like
again,
both teams
that's-
are making those simple mistakes now.
Floyd Central has had 2 serves here in the second set, and it has resulted in a point against them both times as number 20, Callie Lush, gets ready to serve for the Bulldogs. We're seeing almost a flip here of
Once again,
how things are
going
going.
into the net.
Not so
if this
much.
is a game
Now
of
it's
catch, I'm just not following it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, not too much volley. We were definitely like very excited to see how this game was going to go after the first point. It was volleying back and forth very good. Now it's just like both teams hitting it in the net. Ellie Charlotte being able to get that up for the Bulldogs. Addie Vaughn with the set, and Reese teasing with the spike. Point for the Bulldogs.
And you got to love that kill. She murdered them on that. And if you're New Albany, you want to see more of that in excess.
You
here
know,
in the
her and
second
Caddy
set.
Lush definitely have the most powerful hits here on the team.
Yes, and great offensive communication among the Dogs on that possession as well.
Morgan
Floyd
Tyler
with the-
able to get it up, but it just goes in the student section there.
Yes. Floyd going for that kill, and once again, Tyler just kept the ball up, getting that dig, keeping it alive for New Albany, even though they weren't able to capitalize on that one. You just have to love the defensive tenacity of Morgan Tyler tonight.
And we have still a teaser here serving for the Highlanders.
Defended by the Dogs.
And Reese teasing for the hit. And just a simple pass over for the Highlanders there.
And
Point
that's-
Highlanders. It just looked like there's just a little bit of mess up there for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it looked like Floyd just got it not quite to where it was out of bounds, but just right on that line. And so New Albany had to go for it, and that just tore apart their defense in terms of communication.
And Morgan Tyler was there for the ball that just rolled right over the net. And Ellie Charlotte for the hit. And found the spot where FC was not defending.
And
Good spot by Ellie Charlotte.
Giving the Highlanders a taste of their own medicine, just putting the ball where the empty space is and getting points on the board for New Albany.
That's right. We have sophomore Ellie Charlotte here serving for the Bulldogs.
Currently sitting a score of 4-5.
And the serve is up from New Albany.
And a good serve for Ellie Charlotte here. That was an ace. Floyd
Look,
Central was not able to return that. It was
I'll
just a
tell ya-
wonky pass for them.
Yeah, Colin, I'll tell you, we started off with a little bit of fire in the first set, but you're seeing it in bunches here in the second. The Dogs just look like they've warmed up, feel like they know what they're doing, and
There
that's
we
going
go.
to-
There we go again, right back to those simple points.
Yeah, that's going to be a point in favor of the Highlanders. But still, New Albany was able to string together a nice little run there for a couple of points. And Floyd's getting ready to serve once again.
Morgan Tyler keeping it up. And Addie
Vaughn
Vaughn
with
for
the
the
You've got to love that move. You've got to love that move.
FC was definitely not expecting that. That came out of nowhere. Definitely getting
Especially
the
with
student
Addie.
section hype here.
Yes, just a nice little tactical maneuver by Addie, and it's just those little high IQ volleyball plays like that New Albany, we've seen a little bit of that action from them tonight.
Served by Morgan Tyler.
Getting up for FC and spike for FC. Ellie Charlotte able to keep it alive.
But not long enough.
That's right. I mean, definitely good effort there. She went over into the stands for that one.
Yes, and though Floyd got the kill, you had Callie Lush up against the net, going for the block, just barely missed it, and then the Lady Dogs tried to keep it in possession, just couldn't get it.
Ellie Charlotte keeping it up for Addie Vaughn. Set to Charlotte Fisher. Looks like FC's over here struggling a little bit.
Over once again, Addie Vaughn with the set.
Over to Charlotte Fisher, blocked by FC. Ellie Charlotte was almost there, able to get a hand on it, but just not keep it up.
Nearly getting there, and despite that point going to Floyd, you've got to love the offensive communication. The Dogs just look like they're really on the same page right now, and you've got to think that sooner or later that will start translating into more points for them.
Absolutely there, Oliver. And just a little bit of a miss-hit there by number 5, Reese Teasing.
And things aren't looking horrible right now. The Dogs just need to, this is one of those moments when they need to regroup.
Get those string of points
and
here.
Exactly. Got to stop the run before it happens.
And there you go. Simple mistake. You know, stops it for us.
Dude, that's all you got to do. Just, you know, wait them out. If you're playing tough defense, then eventually you're going to get points. And New Albany didn't even have to work on that one. Got a little break with the ball hitting the net on the serve from Floyd.
Addie Vaughn for the serve. I think that was her second one hitting it out. You know, honestly, I think it's a great time to pull in Coco Owsley here.
Yes. Is she going to get pulled in?
I don't know, but I would definitely want to pull her in because her serves are just so consistent. Just being able to get them in the court, it just looks like both teams here not able to do that. Oh, wow, and a good play for the Bulldogs. Addie Vaughn able to tip it to Callie Lush for the hit. And it just looked like FC was just not ready for that.
Yes, and we've got number 18, Charlotte Fisher, getting ready to put up the serve here for New Albany.
Wow, and another mishit for the Bulldogs.
And we've seen a lot of that tonight from both teams. It's just these simple mistakes that are costing both sides.
Absolutely there, Oliver.
And Floyd's getting ready to serve again. And Colin, I think you're right. I think we may need to see a little bit of bench action here soon. You know, these starters have to be getting a little tired.
Ellie Charlotte with the hard hit. Morgan Tyler able to get it back up for the Bulldogs as FC hit it back over.
Go for the kill.
And Reese Teasing able to hit it off the FC defenders there and went out of bounds, so that'd be the Bulldogs' point. We have Callie Lush, number 20. She is a sophomore serving for the Bulldogs. FC able to get it up. Set and spike. Ellie Charlotte there, though, to keep it up. Reese Teasing for the spike for the Bulldogs. Wow, and now it's down. Over, I'd say there's a little bit of a spark of fire there after that one.
Look, the flames have been ignited here at the Doghouse, Colin. And New Albany stringing together some points. They've gotten a few just off of some miscues from Floyd, but we've seen some offensive firepower from them as well.
Well, and Callie Lush really just able to get it over the net here. And it looks like
that's another point for the Dogs, it seems.
Looks like a lift there for FC. And our student section really is going crazy over here, giving lots of energy here to our Bulldog team.
Look, with this being a big rival game, it really helps that we have
wow, what a good point for the Bulldogs. Just hitting right and rolling right over the net, just like what FC was doing to us in that first set.
Yes, yes.
Callie Lush is able to do that. Her consistency, though, on those serves are just amazing right now. Outdoing both teams right here on serves.
Without a doubt. And right now, you can feel the energy of it being a New Albany home game as the fans are getting hyped up. New Albany's starting to string together points, and the serve is up from New Albany.
FC able to get it up and hits it over to the New Albany side.
Well defended by the Dogs.
Ellie Charlotte here swinging for the Bulldogs. Wow, and that was hit by FC, but it was hit right over the net and out of bounds.
Colin, this is what we were talking about in between the first and now second set. New Albany's just got to string together runs like this, and things are looking good for them now.
You know, we've been talking about the seniors, but it looks like right now the sophomores are really pulling their weight.
Yes, Callie Lush and Ellie Charlotte have been on fire tonight.
Absolutely, there's Callie Lush again getting it up for Addie Vaughn to send it to Ellie Charlotte, and another hit by Ellie Charlotte. FC was able to get that one up, though. Keeping it still alive for the Bulldogs.
Side, now on Floyd.
Honestly, though, I like to see that gameplay. You know, the volley going back and forth. That's what we like to see out of both of these teams.
Yes, that's
keeping it competitive here, not like those simple mistakes, just hitting it in the net.
Exactly. That's the kind of action we expected. And now that the teams are in it, the intensity is cranked up, and we're seeing that fighting just back and forth
Ellie Charlotte here getting up for the Bulldogs. Reese Teasing hitting it over to the FC side. FC attacking now, and that one's out.
Floyd goes for the kill, but it goes wrong and results in a point for New Albany.
That was hit by number 1, Jenna Hedberg here for FC. So that is New Albany's point. We have Reese Teasing here, number 5, serving for the Bulldogs. And a good serve. She went for that back line.
Yes, she caught Floyd off guard. And right there.
And FC used our blockers there, hitting it right off our blockers' fingertips, going out of bounds. That'd be FC's point. Just the IQ that these players have whenever they go up to hit the ball, they're going through their mind, do I want to use the blockers as to try and hit the ball out, like going off the blocker's hands and hitting it out, or do I want to really attack the floor here and find an open spot? It's just incredible to me.
Absolutely. It is as much of a mental battle as it is a physical battle. Just at sometimes, and Floyd gets the point there.
And just barely
a matter of outsmarting your opponent.
Oh, and we're going to have a little discussion here with the refs to see if that one was out or not.
And the refs are talking it over. Colin, what did you think on that? Did you get a good look at that play?
Yeah, from my point of view, it looked just like a little bit out. It could have been on the line, though.
Yeah.
In volleyball, on the line is a point. But it looks like it's going to be a point for FC here, just barely out.
But, hey, kudos to the refs for checking that one out, just making sure, keeping it a fair fight here at the Doghouse.
Absolutely.
And Floyd's gearing up to serve once again.
Number 14, still a teaser.
Defended well by New Albany. Now they're on the attack. Floyd handles it well. Goes for the
New
kill.
Albany for the block, but it's still on New Albany's side, keeping it up. FC hitting it over, but it's out, so that's New Albany's point.
And there we go. Once again, we were just talking about New Albany creating opportunities for themselves, and you see it there. Them defending Floyd Central's kill attempts well and just keeping the ball in the air. And that's leading to mistakes from Floyd. And if you're New Albany, you want as much of that as you can get tonight.
That's right. And good hit by FC, but just not able to get there. Morgan Tyler sliding on the ground.
Yes, going for it. She is hitting the deck tonight. Even though she couldn't get that dig out of the court, she has been on it here at the Doghouse.
And is tied up 15-15. An electric game so far.
Yes, and a very close set.
Reese Teasing able to get that up. Addie Vaughn with the dump. FC was able to defend it this time. FC now attacking. Ellie Charlotte able to get up for the Bulldogs.
It's kept in there for New Albany.
Addie Vaughn
going
setting
for
up
the kill.
Charlotte Fisher.
It's still
and Morgan
in the air.
Tyler keeping it alive. It just looked like it was hitting the net. I mean, very good gameplay over here by the Bulldogs. It was just on their side of the court for most of the play, but they handled it very well up until that last point, until the last hit.
Even though that resulted in a point for Floyd, you love to see the ball going up as much as it is, keeping that communication going for the Dogs. Serves up from Floyd. New Albany defends, goes on the attack.
Floyd now keeping it up, attacking. And just right over number 5, Reese Teasing his head. You know, she went for the dive there, but just went right over her hands.
Yeah, and she was close there, but just couldn't corral the ball that time. And Floyd gets ready to serve once more.
That is number 19, Carly Fonda. And point for the Bulldogs.
And the first set, the Highlanders were able to kind of make some separation between themselves and the Bulldogs, but the second set is not the case. New Albany has kept it very close, and it is neck and neck here in the second set.
A little bit of a misserve here. The ref telling Morgan Tyler here to reserve that one.
And Morgan's gearing up. Locked and loaded. Here it comes.
And FC attacking here. And the
And a
Bulldogs
great
with the
block.
block. And FC is not able to get that.
And that's a point in the favor of
wow, it is
the
all
Bulldogs.
tied up. This is definitely the game that we would like to see in the first set.
Yes, this is what we were expecting, and it's come a bit late, but you have to love to see it right now in the second set. And we're still likely to have a long game ahead of us. So the fact that they've got things together as Morgan Tyler waits to serve it once again, you just really like to see that the Dogs have gotten that worked out in the second set.
Yeah, it looks like FC's here is challenging the call as we wait for the refs to.
and the refs are talking things over. Tyler waits in fiery anticipation.
Oh,
She
just
has
looked like a
been-
sub in for FC right there.
Oh, okay. And once again, you're hearing the fans.
Honestly, could you say that was a little bit of a stall for FC?
Maybe. And you're hearing the fans make some noise. I don't think they liked that. They like where the Dogs are at right now.
Oh, wow, and the Dogs going up
Great
for the block.
A great block right there.
I tell you what, Oliver, the seniors have, I mean, the sophomores have absolutely been carrying this team so far.
Yes. Lush is not having it. And that's point for the Dogs.
That's timeout for FC.
Timeout. And once again, the fans are getting rowdy tonight. They're liking to see New Albany pull out this offensive firepower. And as you said, Callie Lush and Ellie Charlotte, two sophomores that are making a big difference here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. And let's not overlook Addie Vaughn here, our setter, always setting it right to where Ellie Charlotte and Callie Lush need to be. And Callie Lush coming in for the blocks, though.
In the meantime, before we come back with game commentary, we're going to do some underwriting grant sponsors with Rookies Cookies, Allstate Insurance, ICA Dumpsters, J. Allen Formal Wear, Pure Bar, Nervous Wreck, Libs Painting Company, New Albany Brewing Company, Matt's Pharmacy, and Mansion 1886, sending it back to Colin Kruer and Oliver Trueblood.
Thank you, Sam. And Morgan Tyler is getting ready to serve here for the Bulldogs. The Dogs have really strung things together here in the second set. They've got a small lead, and they attack Floyd as the serve goes into their corner.
Oh, wow, and it doesn't look like Callie Lush could really get her hands on that ball there for the block. That ended up being FC's point there.
Correct, but you have to think that the Bulldogs still have the momentum right now. They have had a significantly better set here in the second than the first. Things are really close, and it's probably just going to be neck and neck all the way up till the 25th point.
And I think that little bit of delay there was FC's coach over there talking to the ref as we were waiting for them to serve. And that was hit by FC and it was out.
And as the Dogs get more and more points on the board, you can see the confidence rising. They're excited out there. They have come to play here tonight.
They definitely got their nerves out. They
Oh,
definitely
yeah,
got their nerves
yeah.
out in that first set. You know, now they're really like in the groove here
Yes, as the serve comes up from New Albany.
for the set for FC. And the
Floyd
attack,
goes for the kill.
that was number one, Jenna Hairbrid.
And Floyd is getting ready to serve again as New Albany just conceded a point to the Highlanders.
That's going to be the libero for FC. And Charlotte Fisher able to get that
Well
ball up
defended
and
by the
alive.
Dogs.
And
Now on the
Reese
attack.
teasing for the hit. Wow, what an exciting game here, Oliver.
Taking Floyd to the coffin for that kill right there. And New Albany, once again, the fans are getting into it, the players are getting into it, and we are into it, ladies and gentlemen. Things are looking good for the Dogs here in the second set.
Absolutely sticking with them.
Fisher goes for the serve from New Albany.
Wow. And that ball looked like it just dropped in midair. FC
Yes.
was definitely not able to defend that one.
And that was a nasty serve from Charlotte Fisher. The Dogs are really pulling things together right now, Colin. They are stringing together points. They're going on a little run here. And you have to think that the Highlanders are getting a little nervous right now.
Absolutely.
Fisher goes for another serve.
Highlanders able to defend that,
Going
keeping
for
it
the kill
alive.
now.
Fisher's just not able to slide fast enough and get that ball.
Yes, but you have to like the tenacity from Fisher and the rest of the Bulldogs. They're playing with a lot of spirit here, and they are getting points on that board.
Oh, for sure. Bulldogs still leading 21-20. Definitely a better set for them as they really show like what their team is about here for the Bulldogs.
This is what we expected tonight. We didn't get it right off the bat in the first set, but New Albany could not have responded better here in the second set. Leading by one as the serve's up from Floyd.
Ellie Charlotte able to keep it up to Addie Vaughn, and Reese Teasing here for the attack. Reese Teasing making a smart play, hitting it over there to the right side of the court, right there in front of the net, and where nobody from FC was able to defend.
And
by the time they were able to get there, it just hit right out of bounds.
Yes, and the Dogs go up 22-20 as New Albany gears up to serve again. This time we got Callie Lush, and it's up.
And a good hit by Callie Lush and a dump from FC, but that's out of bounds, so that's the Dogs' point.
Look, Colin, we're 2 points away from New Albany getting one set in their favor in the books.
That's right. I mean, Woosley definitely had to give them some kind of a pep talk here. Definitely got his team right back in the game.
Yes, he took the lighter and he lit a candle under this New Albany team. And they are playing with a lot of passion here in this second set.
Oh, for sure, Oliver.
Throwing things over to Sam Jaggers now.
Once again, throwing out some underwriting grant sponsors that allow this broadcast to be made possible. Element Yoga, Mayor Jeff Gahan, Form G Holdings, Pfeiffer Law Office, the Eye Care Institute, Craft Funeral Services, Farmers Insurance, Cops Lakers, and Studio 1883. Oliver, thank you for the time. Sending it back to Colin Kruer. Colin, what do you think we can use right now?
Honestly, I'm just loving the energy. Just keeping the energy going, and Callie Lush with her consistent service here, just getting right over the net, just avoiding those simple mistakes keeps us in the game.
And speaking of Callie Lush, she is making the serve right now.
Wow, and another one of those moves from Callie Lush, just able to bounce right over the net.
Exactly.
I mean, you would think that they practice that in practice. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, and it is now 24-20, and you can feel the excitement here in the gymnasium.
Wow, and an ace for Callie Lush to finish that set off.
And there we
1-1
go.
for FC.
1-1. And you have to favor New Albany right now, just in terms of spirit. We were early in this game, but they really didn't have the best first set. They're capable of better, and they showed that in the second set.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely had that goldfish mindset. They come out here right after the first set, dancing, still having the good energy, and they bring that right into the second set for the win.
Yeah, you know what? They know what they're made of, and they played with that belief during the second set, and that paid off for them.
Yeah, no, and you definitely have to give some kudos out here to all the kids over here in the student section as we pan to them. Definitely keeping the energy up for the Bulldogs whenever they're feeling a little bit down, just getting that energy going.
Exactly. And we are 2 sets in. It is tied. Floyd Central took the first set, and New Albany bounced back, responding well.
Responding well. Definitely the sophomores here taking the initiative
Absolutely.
of definitely attacking back at FC.
Yes. We've mentioned before that we've got several seniors starting here, and that this is an older New Albany team, but we've also had some young fire from the sophomores here tonight, especially Ellie Charlo and
Callie Lush. Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely destroying here for the blocks.
And maybe she's had a bit more of an instrumental role when compared to gals like Lush, but how are you feeling about Addie Vaughn's play so far in the match?
Yeah, no, once they get it to her, she's making those smart moves of just like dumping it right over the net, and then, you know, right whenever FC's not expecting it, so she's getting those very crucial points here for New Albany.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. She's making tactical movements and keeping Floyd on their toes, and this is creating more opportunities, more points on the board, just really for New Albany, and they needed every one of those points as that second set, well, went in the Dogs' favor. It was pretty close, ending at 25-20.
Yeah, no, if the Dogs can keep up this energy, I mean, it looks like they might end up winning the whole thing.
Yeah, and it's early on, but, you know, you have to like the way they're playing, especially looking at
their
that
energy right
set.
now. They're dancing on the floor to Cotton Eye Joe.
Yes.
I mean, what a more fun time than that?
Look, that's what they need. They just need to keep this energy, and they are keeping it. We've got some choreographed dance moves right there. Morgan Tyler's going crazy. We've got a little dance circle on the court here from New Albany. And you have to love this youthful spirit that they're bringing to the game. You can tell they're hyped from that win during the second set.
Oh,
and,
yeah, for sure,
things are looking good for New Albany.
Well, hopefully in this third set here, we can see more of that, you know, that ball going back and forth on both sides of the court here, and not kind of like weeding out all those like simple mistakes here.
Exactly, and once again, we're zooming in on the student section that is very hyped tonight. We had a lot of people show out to support the volleyball team here at the Doghouse tonight.
Yeah, no, it definitely helps that it's a rival match against FC. Doesn't really look like FC brought too much of a student section here.
Yeah, and look, there are going to be tiny intangibles that could be the difference makers in this game, and the fact that New Albany's got a lot of supporters at home tonight is helping them.
And that was Point FC. That was served by number 34, Nora Gibson.
And Floyd's gearing up to serve again here in the third set.
Yeah, no, it looked like Ellie Shaw got that one up. It just went over the net and out of bounds.
Yeah, almost had it, but just not there.
A little miscommunication there for the Bulldogs.
Yes.
Both players going after it at the same time.
Yeah, Morgan Tyler is trying to keep it alive, but it sails out of bounds and results in a point for Floyd Central.
Floyd Central here serving. And right into the net. Great energy changer right there for the Bulldogs.
We have seen a lot of that tonight from both teams, but a lot of it for New Albany was in that first set, which you have to attribute to just nerves because they fixed it here. But Floyd, on the other hand, has started to struggle here in the second and third set. But that ends
smart
in a
move
point for
by
Floyd.
Central there.
Yep.
Their setter dumping it over like we saw Addie Vaughn there in set 2 doing.
Yes, you've got to respect the game. And Floyd's getting ready to serve once more.
Morgan Tyler able to get that. And Kai Lush for the hit.
A forceful attempt at the kill, but Floyd keeps it, and it sails out of bounds. That's a point for New Albany. Their first one of this third set here against Floyd Central at the Dog Pound here at New Albany High School.
We have Charlotte Fisher here, number 18, serving for the Bulldogs.
Fisher awaits and is preparing to serve, and it's up.
It's over the net. Hit to FC's libero, and they're hitting right over. Ellie Charlotte able to keep it up. Addie Vaughn getting over there for the set. It just goes over the net. It just didn't look like she was quick enough to get over there right underneath that ball to set Ellie Charlotte up for a nice attacking hit.
Yeah, but you have to like the effort there. Nearly got that set up for Charlotte, and that would have no doubt resulted in a point for New Albany, but they just couldn't corral it that time as Floyd gears up to serve once more.
This is number 11, Maddie Johnson here serving for FC. And Morgan Tyler able to get it up. Addie Vaughn just not quick enough to get over there. Like I said before, just those simple mistakes of like getting the ball up and in the lines to where our other teammates can be able to get that.
That has been a big mistake along with just simple miscues for both teams that we've seen tonight. It's pretty evenly distributed.
And there's another one for the Bulldogs. One of those little simple mistakes, point FC.
Yeah,
it just looked like it slipped through Ellie Charlotte's hands. Just really unfortunate right there.
Yeah, and not a great start to the third set here for New Albany, but there's still plenty of time to turn things around in
Absolutely,
this set
we just need that energy back.
Precisely, as Floyd serves it once
Ellie
more.
Charlotte able to get that one up for the Bulldogs, and Reese Teasing attacking.
And
FC
that's
not
a
able
point
to
for
get it
the
back
Dogs.
over the net. That's right.
That's what we like to see. That's a bit of a relief because that's one of the first points that New Albany's gotten in this third set that they've really earned, just forcing the ball into space that is unoccupied by Floyd.
And Kai Lush for the serve. Very consistent here tonight, getting it over the net. And it goes up. FC spiking it down, but Ellie Charlotte there for the block, just hitting off her hands and going out of bounds. That'd be point FC.
And Floyd Central is locked and loaded, going into another serve.
Yeah, they have a 4-point lead here. Let's see how the Bulldogs can turn around. And a dump for FC. Smart play by them. Reese Teasing just not able to get it up inside the court.
And a timeout is called, it appears. Called by Coach Woosley of the Bulldogs, yes.
Yeah, you know, just right back to it. First game, those simple mistakes here, Oliver. Just like defending-wise, like getting those balls up around the court to where we can get Addie Vaughn here to set our attacking strikers.
Yeah, and the Dogs are going to have to make a run here soon. The Highlanders just have a 5-point lead over them with the score at 8-3, but you can't let things get into double digits for Floyd and let them get into double digits, maintaining that much space between themselves and New Albany. Because,
oh, yeah, for sure.
Where New Albany shines, as we've seen tonight, is when it's close.
Yes,
when
absolutely.
It's close, they have got the momentum, and they just find a way to get points on the board, but they have to get it close before they can take off and make runs of their own.
Absolutely, Oliver.
And we've got another look at some of the students who have shown out tonight. I believe that was a sign of Caden Rogers, one of the basketball announcers for WNAS.
And Morgan Tyler able to get up to Addie Vaughn, so we'll like to see here. And Reese Teasing hitting it over there for FC. They are able to keep it up and get it over to the Bulldog side of the court here. Addie Vaughn setting up Ellie Charlotte and blocked by FC. Just not a strong enough ball to break through the hands of those blockers there for FC.
Yes,
you know?
but New Albany is still playing tactical here. We're seeing smart plays. They're keeping a nice variation on how they're attacking this Highlander defense. And Floyd serves it up
Morgan
once
Tyler
more.
able to keep it up. Going over to the side for Ellie Charlotte with the kill.
And that's what we need more of here in this third set. That is what's going to get the Bulldogs hyped up. That's what's going to get them even, and then hopefully help them to pull away from the Highlanders.
Yeah,
in this
just
third
really
set.
just setting our attackers here and just getting the ball to them. We can actually get some points on the board.
Yes, we can, as the serve goes up from New Albany.
Reese Teasing able to keep it up for the Bulldogs. Back over on the FC side. FC now attacking. And it looks like it was on the left line over here on the Bulldogs side of the court, so that'd be point FC.
Just barely in for Floyd, but you still got the Bulldogs, even in this third set, with people no doubt starting to get a little tired. They're still hitting the deck and just trying to save that ball, but they're not going to get everyone tonight.
Serving here for FC number 14. Reese Teasing for the hit and finds that opening.
Look, that was a fiery kill there. And like you said, just finding the opening, hitting that empty space where there are no Floyd players to be seen. That's where the Dogs have been thriving tonight in terms of their offensive attack.
Yeah, and it looked like her attack was a little bit off the net, maybe throwing FC off, thinking that she might go for a short hit.
Yes, and Ellie Charlotte with the serve for the Dogs here.
FC able to get it up, dumping it right over the net. Morgan Tower able to keep it up.
And look at that.
Gretchen Sprecher able to hit it over for the Bulldogs.
Great defensive play by Tyler. There's another block for New Albany, but they just couldn't keep it, and that's going to be a point for Floyd Central.
Even though that was a point for Floyd Central, Morgan Tower was able to get her hand under it, keeping it alive.
Yes, Morgan has had some great defensive play here tonight, and she's definitely helping the Bulldogs to keep things close. And Floyd gears up to serve once again.
Number 19. Reese Teasing able to get it up. Addie Vaughn hitting it back to Morgan Tower. Morgan Tower able to get it over for the Bulldogs. Now FC
Floyd's gearing up.
attacking. Reese Teasing hitting it up. Addie Vaughn setting. Charlotte
Going
Fisher.
for the kill.
And Floyd Central attacking now. Not able to get over the net. And that was a double hit. And hit into the net for
And
FC. That's
there we
the
go.
Bulldogs point.
Once again, Floyd Central, they're still playing strong, but we're seeing a few hints of tiredness here as they're still making some simple mistakes, just not being able to get it over the net and things of the sort.
That's right. That was Morgan Tyler there serving for the Bulldogs. And it looked like that ball just got caught right over the net. You know, just where
right
the Bulldogs
in between.
and weren't able to just like get it up and get over that net.
Yes, and Floyd Central is preparing to hit the serve.
Ellie Charlotte able to keep it up. Reese Teasing for an effort. Dives right into the bleachers there.
Look, the Bulldogs are leaving it all out on the court tonight. You are seeing the effort. You are seeing the work. It hasn't translated to the scoreboard here in this third set just yet, but they had the same approach in the second set, and things worked out for them.
Ellie Charlotte able to get it up. And Callie Lush for the attack for the Bulldogs. FC now hitting it back over to our side. Addie Vaughn for the set, and Callie Lush again. That was Morgan Tyler able to keep it up. And Charlotte Fisher. Wow, this is going back and forth here, Oliver. This is what we like to see.
Yes, we've got a lot of fighting here between the two teams, and that's going to result in a point for New Albany. Once again, that's just where we seem to be thriving, when we're having those back and forth possessions, when the Dogs and Highlanders are just fighting for it. It seems like when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, the Dogs are the ones coming out on top.
And that was served by Addie Vaughn. Ellie Charlo sliding, but just goes into the stands.
Just couldn't quite get that one, but you have to like the effort on that play.
Yeah, it was definitely a very powerful hit as it goes all the way to the top of the stands there.
That's right, and so
Number 5, libero for FC here serving.
Yeah.
Morgan Tyler able to keep it up to Addie Vaughn. Addie Vaughn sets Reese Teasing for a hit and gets the point.
That's what we like to see. We saw a lot of that sort of just grit and grind play in the second set, and we're seeing some more hints of it as the third set winds on.
Yeah, and it looks like Woos is very happy to see that it looks like the Bulldogs are getting, like, you know, getting in that groove a little bit here in that third set. Kind of looked like we were off to a rough start.
It seems the Dogs have got their feet under them once more as Charlotte Fisher gets ready to serve here for New Albany.
And a good serve by Charlotte Fisher here over on the FC side. FC now attacking.
It's
Charlotte
kept
able to
in
keep
play,
it up.
though, by Fisher.
And Reese teasing with another one of those attacks. It's
And
not
it
like a
works out.
full-on swing, but more of a smarter play, but just tipping it right over the defenders right there for FC.
Yeah, no, you have to love it because it's just a mental psych out from New Albany. They're, you know, most of the time, especially when we've got these back and forth plays, New Albany is just hard hitting. But then every once in a while, you'll have girls like Addie Vaughn just throw in these nice soft hits over the net.
And a great serve by Charlotte Fisher. Looks like she put a little bit of a spin on it to where FC was not able to get it to their setter very well.
Caught the Highlanders off guard again. And once again, we are seeing athletic chess here tonight with the way the Dogs are playing and keeping their variation on the way they're attacking this Highlander defense very high.
And it looks like the Highlanders are taking a very strategic kind of like towel wiping of the floor.
Yeah, I think, look, I kind of think they're trying to take the wind out of our sails here because New Albany's been starting to string together points. Their offense is really coming alive late in this third set as Fisher serves once more.
And there you go. Obviously, that strategic towel wiping there worked for FC.
Yeah, Fisher just couldn't get that serve quite over the net. But she's had a few serves here as of late in this third set as Floyd gears up to serve now.
And Ellie Charlotte able to keep it alive for the Bulldogs. Addie Vaughn sending it to Callie Lush. And like we said before, an absolute banger of a hit. Just the power behind it. FC was not able to get that one up at all.
Take him to the casket. That's another kill for New Albany, and we're seeing more and more of those here in this third set.
I mean, just get it to Callie Lush right there in the middle, and there's no stopping her.
Yes. Look, Callie is a beast with her height and athletic skill. She is hard to stop when
and
she
a
gets
block
going
for the
on
Bulldogs
offense.
here.
We're seeing more
Hitting
back
it
and
over
forth
for
play.
FC. Addie Vaughn setting Reese teasing, and she finds the opening there. In
There
between
we
those
go.
blockers up front.
Yes.
Able to hit that spot.
Just snuck it in there, and that's another point for the Dogs is they are really getting things together here in this third set.
Trailing
I mean,
very close, 12 and 15.
Yeah, able to bring it back here, just 3 points under. We have Callie Lush, very consistent tonight in her serving. Let's see if she can pull off another one.
And that one's out from Lush, but she has been a focal part of this offense as of late.
And Callie Lush here is subbed out. She's been performing absolutely amazing here tonight.
She has been one of the go-to girls for New Albany, especially on the offensive side, as Floyd bats it around back to New Albany's corner.
And Addie Vaughn setting Ellie Charlo here for the kill. Another strong hit by a sophomore here.
A slaughter from Charlotte, and these sophomores are making a difference on the court tonight for New Albany.
That's right, Oliver. I mean, I'd say that they're definitely leading this team here tonight.
Oh, yeah, as we gear up for a New Albany serve, this time from Reese Teasing.
And one of those simple mistakes as we go right back to the first set here, Oliver. It looks like we were in the groove here with all the energy, and we're just giving up some points.
Precisely, and Floyd Central is getting ready to serve it again. And we are off once more as the serve is up. And Floyd Central gets a point.
You know, New Albany really brought it back, but with those simple mistakes, it really turned around. So FC's lead right here. Oh, and another simple mistake from FC.
We take what we can get.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of sloppy play from each side tonight, but once again, New Albany, it was just a matter of working out the kinks in the first set. But from Floyd, we've seen it as the game wears on. So you have to think they're getting a little bit tired.
We have Ellie Charlo here, sophomore, serving for the Bulldogs. Good serve. And FC setter dumps it over to the Bulldogs side. Addie Vaughn now setting Charlotte Fisher. And FC now attacking. Morgan Tower right there to get that ball.
The Dogs
Charlotte
are keeping
Fisher
it in the
going
air.
for the attack again. and getting it up, but FC's able to keep it alive.
Addie
And
Vaughn
Addie
keeping
Vaughn
it
here.
alive for us.
Both sides are playing with
And
a
Charlotte
point
Fisher
New
going over there,
Albany.
putting some pressure
Oh, yeah,
on
you
Floyd
have
Central.
to love that. Look, both teams are just going at it right now, and the Dogs are bringing that ferocity to the table right on the court here tonight.
Absolutely, they're all over. As we see, Charlotte Fisher went up against that net. Definitely putting some pressure on FC side as they're fumbling with the ball over there.
Getting
Really was
right
just
up
the
in their
value of the
grill
placement.
and just handing it to them.
And Gretchen Sprecher here setting up Addie Vaughn. Addie Vaughn setting Charlotte Fisher again.
Charlotte once again with a similar
Floyd
play,
saves
and it
it,
works
but
out.
They don't
That's
get
right,
it there.
Sam.
That's a point for the Dogs.
That's right. And Charlotte Fisher looks like she has a little bit of a string of points here.
Yes,
Going
we
for
were-
her favor.
Yes, Charlotte Fisher is looking great out there. We were talking about how New Albany needs to get a string or get some sort of run together, and that's just what they're doing.
We're
And
catching
Ellie
up
able
very
to
close.
get it, the serves over the net. Addie Vaughn keeping it up. Over to Charlotte Fisher again. FC able to get
Fisher
it up.
can't get it that time. Floyd defends it well.
And a good hit by FC. Ellie Charlotte was there, but just couldn't get the right angle to get that ball up inside the lines of the court here.
Yes, that's another Floyd Central point.
We're only down 3, but it's coming over to the end of the game here where the points really do matter. So the simple mistakes, we can't be seeing that.
Yes, it's 19-16, but it's still any one set. And what happened there from Floyd?
Looked like it was a timeout.
Taking time for a timeout, we're going to acknowledge our underwriting grant sponsors: Beyond Vision Barbershop, June Tune Incorporated, Kaiser Wholesale, Brian Jackson Insurance and Financial Services, Kabuki Express, Pearl Street Treats of Jeffersonville, Richard Poe Family Dentistry, Supply Chain Yokoton, Southern Indiana United Soccer, and New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning. So, guys, as we're winding down to the final stretch of this,
Yes.
and we think it's the simple mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
we've hit that very hard, but what do we feel are the strengths that are really going to pull us home that we could focus in on? They're going to get us there.
Yeah, no, the consistency of our serves here has been good by Callie Lush and a few of those sophomores. And then Morgan Tower's been all over the floor getting the ball up for the Bulldogs here.
Yes, Charlotte Fisher's been adding a bit to the mix here in the third set. And really just the offense as a whole, really the whole side for the Dogs.
Yeah,
is,
no, as we keep in
doing
mind,
well.
it's best out of 5 here. So since the Bulldogs have already won 1, this is definitely going to go into 4 sets.
Yes, Floyd gears up to serve.
Ellie Charlotte able to keep it up. Addie Vaughn setting Gretchen Sprecher.
Going for the kill.
FC
Just
able
can't
to
get
get it
it,
back
though.
over onto the Bulldog side. Addie Vaughn dumping it. And FC going for the attack. Reese Teasing able to keep it up. Addie Vaughn setting.
Going for the kill from New Albany.
Ellie Charlotte.
Can't get it, though. Floyd keeps it up.
And Reese Teasing able to keep it up.
And some
Both
miscommunication
Bulldogs.
there.
Both Bulldogs going for the effort there.
Yeah,
Yeah, just a
and-
little bit of miscommunication like Sam said.
Yeah, and Woosley is not happy over there by the bench. But the Dogs are not looking bad as a whole here in this third set.
As FC gets ready to serve. Ellie Charlotte able to keep it up. Addie
Vaughn going far out.
Yeah, just out of bounds.
And that's another point for Floyd.
And it looks like Woo's going to call another timeout.
Smart decision by Woos. Floyd was stacking up the points, and in the middle of this third set, New Albany went on a run, but the momentum is starting to shift a little for Floyd, and with us getting close to 25 points, the nerves are coming back a bit for New Albany.
And momentum really is the key word here. With this 5-point difference, it really could go either way.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure, Sam. For sure. You know, definitely having a student section here helps the Bulldogs with that energy and that momentum.
Yes.
And what a section we've had.
I know, absolutely amazing.
Tonight is a neon night. Even the GM of WNAS is dressed out for it tonight. And that's us on TV right there. Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. And we are coming out of the timeout. Floyd is getting ready to serve.
Sending it to Carly Fonda.
Here she goes with the serve. And that's
And
out.
out.
Those simple mistakes
That
going
is.
And that
towards
could
favor
start
of the
our momentum
Bulldogs.
here.
That's a much-needed point for New Albany. It's 21-17 with the Highlanders.
Morgan
leading by
Tyler
4.
going to serve here. That's going to give us the ability to put Charlotte Fisher up front and Callie Lush as well.
Yeah, absolutely stacking the front here for the Bulldogs. FC able to get it over. And just right underneath Reese teasing there as she slides for that ball.
Nearly got it, but that just results in another point for Floyd Central.
Sending it to 17-22 here. It is getting very, very dangerous.
That's right, Sam. As we approach 25, just 3 points away for FC. Ellie Charlotte able to keep it up. Good pass from Ellie Charlotte. Addie Vaughn setting Charlotte Fisher. And Callie Lush for the dump, but FC's able to keep it alive. As the Bulldogs thought that one was out, it was actually in, so point for FC.
Just by a little bit, right up by that line, and that's another point for Floyd Central as things are getting really dangerous for New Albany. Floyd Central goes for the serve. They're looking too close to set out.
And Morgan Tyra able to keep it up. Addie Vaughn setting Callie Lush in the front row. Highlanders keeping it alive. Sending it back over to the Bulldogs side of the court. Charlotte Fisher here for the hit.
Going far there. Floyd sending it back over aggressively.
Reese Teasing keeping it up. Morgan Tyra with a good pass to Ellie Charlo. And Reese Teasing keeping
hard hit, but the Dogs just can't keep it up.
17-24. Right, they definitely had that that aggressive approach there for that set. We definitely like the ball going back and forth. Seeing that volley is we like to see out of both of these teams here.
Indeed we do, and Floyd is just a point away from closing out this third set.
Oh, and another one of those unfortunate serves against the Bulldogs.
Look, and that's going to close things out.
Served by Nora Gibson.
Yeah, definitely whenever that ball hits the top of the net, loses a lot of its momentum and just suddenly just drops. Right to where it's very, very difficult for our Bulldogs to be able to get underneath that ball and get it up.
Yeah, and the Highlanders take over 2-1 here as we are 3 sets down. Hopefully 2 to go, but Floyd could close things out in this 4th set.
Yeah, no, the Bulldogs definitely still have a fighting chance here as they're not completely out of it.
Yes, we do. There's still a chance, definitely, for New Albany to turn things around.
We need more of that set 2 gameplay here for the Bulldogs.
Yes, the Bulldogs are thriving tonight on the back and forth action. So as long as they can keep the miscues short and just keep that defensive power up to give their offensive players opportunity to put pressure on the Highlanders, they still have a chance here tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, our middle ground is absolutely covered very well by Addie Vaughn.
Indeed.
Very much. It's just those defending passes, being able to get them up to Addie Vaughn to set our hitters here. That's how we get those points.
Yeah.
But if we're not even able to like get the ball to Addie, how are we supposed to set it to our hitters who are supposed to be getting our points here?
Yes, but when Addie Vaughn has been getting the ball to her, she has been an incredibly smart player for the Dogs. She's had some very strategic dumps, and she's also been setting up Callie Lush and Ellie Charlotte really well, getting them kills against the Highlanders, and we'll look to see more of that as the sets wear on.
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about the sophomores here leading the Bulldogs. I mean, I just can't imagine what the future holds for them. They still have 2 more years here in high school. I mean, by their senior year, they've got to be a dominating force here for the Bulldogs.
Yes, we've got 6 seniors on this New Albany squad. And once again, we've also had a lot of help from some underclassmen. We've had sophomores making a difference in Addie Vaughn, Callie Lush, and, of course, Ellie Charlo. And we're looking in on the student section once again. Look, the Bulldogs are hyped this year about all of the New Albany athletics. And volleyball, the case is no different.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to bring some more school spirit to all our athletic events.
Yeah, and the Dogs surely appreciate it here on the volleyball squad as the dancing is starting again.
That's right. It's kind of very similar to what we saw after set 1 here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, just trying to shake off that 3rd set. Things didn't quite go their way, but there were still some flickers of real good possessions here for the Dogs. And we got more handshake action coming from Gretchen Sprecher and company here on the court for New Albany.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how you just memorize all those different handshakes that you have for all your different teammates. It's just unbelievable.
Look, their team chemistry has to be off the charts.
Oh yeah, it's got to be on point.
You can tell they like being out there with each other, and you can tell they want to get the win for the squad. There is no selfish play going on. Everyone is just playing to try and win, and it's us once again. And we're getting ready to start this fourth set here at New Albany.
We have Addie Vaughn here serving for the Bulldogs. FC able to get it over to the Bulldogs side, and that was out.
And there's a point for New Albany, and that is just how we want to start off this fourth set for the Dogs.
What would have been a very aggressive kill actually ended up working in our favor.
Yes, that's right, as number 19, Addie Vaughn, gets ready to serve for New Albany.
Interesting placement there.
And FC able to get over, but Ellie keeping it alive for the Bulldogs, setting up Charlotte Fisher. Morgan Tyler able to keep it up. Looks like one of the Bulldogs was possibly in the net here, giving that point to FC.
Yeah, there was some contact with the net. Not sure which player got it, but someone with New Albany was called out, and it's 1-1 here in the fourth set.
Ellie Charlotte able to keep that up. As you see, Callie Lush attacking that middle there. And that was all sophomore play right there. Ellie Charlotte able to keep it up to get it to Addie Vaughn, and then Callie Lush attacking that middle. I mean, just...
And then Floyd kept it up for one hit, but when they bumped it up, it just sailed into the bleachers.
Too powerful
from the brute force of Callie Lush, yes.
And we see one of those simple mistakes there from Charlotte Fisher, just hitting in the net after we come off of a great energetic point for the Bulldogs.
And things are all knotted up at 2-2 here in the doghouse.
FC getting ready to serve number 11.
It sails over the net.
Morgan Tyler able to keep it up. And Ellie Charlotte for the hit. FC's able to keep it up here. Sending it back over to the Bulldog side.
And Charlotte Fisher just not getting the dive there.
That's right. So it got hit off of our blockers, giving it more of like a walkie placement in the air, and the Bulldogs just weren't able to scoop that one up.
Yes, but close. And the game is still close as well here in this fourth set as Floyd Central gets ready to serve.
And that's number 11, Maddie Johnson. Ellie Charlotte keeping it up again.
Well defended by the Dogs, and now they're on the attack. Floyd handles it well, though.
And the Bulldogs keeping it up. Addie Vaughn to Ellie Charlotte with a hit. And it looks like Callie Lush and one of the FC blockers went up, battled the battle, and the Bulldogs did not come down with it. It looks like FC was able to push that over to our side of the net, so point for them.
Sending it to Maddie Johnson with the serve.
Serve is up.
Ellie Charlotte keeping it alive again.
Addie Vaughn going far there.
Reese Teasing for the hit.
And a
kill.
brutal
Wow.
kill.
And there's the point.
The power was shown from Reese Teasing on that hit.
That's what you want to see. There was great team chemistry there. The Dogs were all on the same page as New Albany gets the kill.
And it looks more of like, from the points that we've just seen, is that Ellie Charlotte was able to get that up for the Bulldogs and inside to make it playable for the Bulldogs.
As the
Incredible block
Dogs
by
and
Ellie
Highlanders
Charlotte.
battle right there, right up against the net.
Once again, barely missing a dive.
And a good move from FC, smart play.
Bringing us to 3-5 FC.
Looks like we have a sub here. Charlotte Fisher's going out.
As Caitlin Long just comes in.
And Floyd serves.
Ellie Charlotte keeping it up. Just into the bench there for the Bulldogs. I mean, one mistake though, but overall, just her keeping it inside the lines here for the Bulldogs, making it playable so that we could possibly get a point here has just been amazing.
That's right. And all we need to do, if you're New Albany, is just keep creating opportunities. But
Or
there's
just
a
take that
miscue
hit there.
from Floyd. Yeah, and we'll take all of those that we can get.
And we've got to capitalize here. We can't get too far down here from FC if we want to be able to pull out the win.
Yeah, and here's a real opportunity as New Albany gears up to serve.
FC still keeping it alive, sending it over to New Albany's side
Addie Vaughn.
for Ellie Charlotte. And a smart play by Ellie Charlotte, just tipping it right over those first defenders.
There we go, just keeping them on their toes. Not every hit has to be your classic Callie Lush, just hitting it. And now we're going to go over Sam Jaggers.
A little bit goes a long way. Oliver, you're absolutely right.
And New Albany is gearing up to serve.
Looks like they're taking another strategic towel wiping of the floor here. As New Albany had all the energy, it looks like it's a little bit deflating here after we have a 5-minute wiping of the towel.
Floyd's getting a little cheeky here. They're raising some eyebrows here tonight. That's the second time they've done that.
FC able to get that serve up. And the Bulldogs keeping it alive back over to the FC side. And the Bulldogs with a nice block.
Not in the doghouse, ladies and gentlemen.
And just not enough with the dive there. Caitlin Long just.
And that's point in Floyd Central's favor.
Absolutely. We like to see that back and forth volley much better from both teams, like minimizing those simple mistakes.
And it's that volley back and forth where we're really seeing just how close these teams are in skill.
Yes.
Absolutely, Sam.
As it's in New Albany's half of the court.
Reese teasing with an aggressive hit. Sending Gretchen Sprecher with an Addie Vaughn hitting it back over.
Floyd handles it well, though.
Morgan Tyler once again going for the dive,
Just
but not
trying to get that dig, and she nearly shoveled it out, but just couldn't get it on that point as it goes to Floyd Central.
We have FC serving number 14. Over to the Bulldogs side, Addie Vaughn setting up Ellie Charlo for the hit.
Aggressive kill from Ellie Charlo.
She finds that spot where nobody is at very well.
Once again, these young girls on the varsity squad are making a difference in helping these seniors carry the load. That's another kill from Ellie Charlo.
As we see from the student section, it looks like a little bit of a reviving act there.
Yes, and that's just what New Albany's doing here in this fourth set. This is going to be an important set, as if they lose this set, Floyd walks away with the victory, but it is not over yet.
Ellie Charlo there with the serve. FC now attacking. Morgan Tyler able to keep it up, just out of bounds on the other side.
But still, you have to like that defensive tenacity, just not giving them anything easy. The Dogs are fighting for every ball that comes their way.
Absolutely, Oliver. Absolutely.
And
we're seeing a lot of energy and aggression on the Bulldog side of the court.
Yes, the spirit is there, and the points are sure to follow shortly as Floyd serves.
Carly Fonda with the serve, just not being picked up by the Bulldogs there.
Yeah, it looked like Reese Teasing tried to get under that one. Just took like a wonky hit off her hands right into the stands. You know, just keeping it inside these lines or the parameters where Addie Vaughn is able to hopefully get that up to our hitters to be able to get those points is very crucial.
Absolutely, and the serve's up from Floyd.
Ellie Charlo always keeping it up.
Another serve just not working.
They just went to the stands. And it looked like Addie Vaughn was just not able to get a strong enough hit on it to go back over the net as the Bulldogs call a timeout.
And the Dogs are still a little close. They've got to make sure that Floyd Central doesn't pull away here in this fourth set. But if they can keep things close and just tidy up the defensive play, because we've seen a few serves now from Floyd where they just haven't been able, where the Dogs just haven't been able to control it.
Yeah, for sure. It really looks like we need like a little bit of a run here of points, and that could definitely reverse the energy here for the Bulldogs right back to them.
Yes, and the squad is sure to be looking to some of their seniors, hoping that maybe Gretchen Sprecher and Morgan Tyler can bring some energy to the floor.
For sure, Oliver.
The Dogs are grouping back with enthusiasm. Hopefully,
the timeout's
going to work well.
And the Dogs are back on the floor.
I think I spotted Cheyenne Palmer in the stands. She was a former player for the New Albany Bulldogs here on volleyball, and she ended up going to Coker College to play there.
Yes, both volleyball and softball, a New Albany athletic legend in her own right.
And a hit from Charlotte Fisher. FC's able to keep it up. Reese Teasing keeping it alive for the Bulldogs. Now spike from Charlotte Fisher.
And Floyd is still keeping it up. But New Albany's doing the same.
Addie Vaughn with the dump, but FC
nearly
was ready.
Had it, yes.
Reese Teasing keeping it up. Addie Vaughn setting Charlotte Fisher to the opposite side of the court here.
And we're seeing a lot of back and forth here.
Oh, wow.
A miss from Floyd.
Yeah, swing and a miss. That's what I saw right there.
Yeah, one of the girls goes for the kill and just straight air on that one.
Oh, yeah,
up,
for
must
sure.
Come down.
That's right. And it looked like that ball hung in the air just a little too long there for FC.
And New Albany's senior libero Morgan Tyler is going to look to capitalize on that mistake from Floyd.
And here we go again with wiping the floor.
What is it with Floyd and their towels? Get the water boy off the court and let's just play. And Morgan Tyler prepares to serve. And
a good serve from Morgan Tyler. FC keeping it up, now attacking the Bulldogs, but the Bulldogs are keeping it alive. Charlotte Fisher here for the hit. Just too strong.
Just sailing out of bounds, and that point is going to go to Floyd.
Sending it to Nora Gibson for the serve from Floyd Central. Hopefully New Albany's defense can hold together here.
Serve from Floyd is up. And New Albany just can't
Looks like two Bulldogs got tangled up there trying to get that that serve up in the air.
More defensive miscues from New Albany. And they're going to need to fix that and fast if they're going to make a rally.
FC with the serve. Morgan Tyler able to get it up. What a good ball there. Setting Charlotte Fisher again. FC getting it up. Now attacking the Bulldogs side. Just fell short of Ellie Charlotte able to get that up.
And that's another point for Floyd.
Yeah.
And Floyd prepares to serve again. They are locked and loaded. They've been stringing together some points as of late.
And FC with the serve. Looks like Reese Season was just not able to get it. Looks like it hit the ground before it hit her hands.
Once again, the Dogs are getting close, but just not quite there on returning those serves.
Yeah, they're letting FC get a little bit of a run here as Woos makes a great timeout here. Great timing for a timeout.
Yeah, and notice once more, when New Albany is giving up points, especially in bunches, they are on short, just serve-receive miscues, not a lot of back-and-forth action.
You know, honestly, instead of taking a timeout, I think we could have wiped the floor a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Woosley is taking this timeout, though, to make it very pivotal. It looks like Full Metal Jacket down there. Hopefully we can find something here that's going to help us catch up from 7:15 as we are now.
For sure, Sam, for sure.
We need some dynamite in here as the Dogs just need to string some points together, need to bounce back, and get that momentum in their favor. And they look locked and loaded, ladies and gentlemen.
The student section giving a little bit of energy here.
Yes, looking to lift the spirit of the Bulldogs in any way they can.
As FC serves number 34, Nora Gibson.
Bringing in Audrey Smith here for New Albany.
Gibson serves.
Ellie getting it up. Morgan to Callie Lush there on the side. And Callie Lush just with the thunder.
Enough. There we go.
We just need to be serving it more to Callie Lush, you know, really setting her up so she can be able to, you know, get those spikes.
Precisely. And once we're getting those serve receives down and just giving players like Callie Lush the opportunity to do what players like her do best, and that is get kills and get points for the Dogs, they're not looking too bad.
As a good block for Bulldogs, but it ends up going on our side and hitting the ground before Charlotte Fisher could get that one up.
Currently sitting at 8:16. We just have to treat it as half full.
That's right. Optimism is vital here.
And just like
Look
that,
where it gets us.
Just like that, Sam called it right there. Those simple mistakes that FC just made. We've just been seeing a lot of those there in the first set. Looks like they cleaned it up quite a bit here in the fourth.
Yes, as this fourth set winds on, New Albany's really got to lock in, and they're trying to do that on this serve.
And we return the favor with Charlotte Fisher hitting the net on her serve.
Yeah, honestly, once one team hits it in the net, it kind of seems like the other team just like gives it right back to them. It's kind of, following suit here.
Yes, we've had a very much back and forth event, and whether that's been getting hit over the net by players or just slight miscues.
Looked like that set wasn't high enough there for Callie Lush to just, pound it right over that net there.
Yes, and that's another point in Floyd's favor.
As we have FC serving here, number 11. It's just one of those unfortunate serves here.
Yeah,
the Bulldogs have really got to change it up here.
Yeah, Morgan Tower tried to get the dig on that, but just couldn't quite get there. Diving for the ball right there. As Floyd gears up to serve. And we're hearing more noise from the fans.
Morgan Tower just not able to get her arms really on that ball to keep it inside the lines. Looks like the game's been getting a little bit sloppy here, Oliver.
Yes, both teams have been making just simple mistakes whether that's just not being able to get to where the ball is or just not even getting it
There
over
we
the
go.
net.
Morgan Tyler getting it up
That's more of what
for
we need,
Reese
though.
teasing to be able to hit it for the Bulldogs. Now FC attacking. Oh, and a
great
good
block.
block by Callie Lush. Morgan Tyler getting it up. Ellie Charlo with the set.
Callie again.
And FC sets up with the hit and just goes right off the tips of our Bulldogs blockers right there.
Yes, and we at least got hands in the way of the ball, but it still results in a point for Floyd Central. As the Highlanders get ready to serve.
Charlotte Fisher getting it up. Addie Vaughn setting Reese teasing in the middle.
And a bump over the net. Floyd handles it well, going for the kill.
Wow, and Charlotte Fisher there to keep it alive for the Bulldogs. FC still keeping it alive, now attacking the Bulldog side of the court.
Addie keeping
Vaughn
it up
getting
after
it up.
Charlotte. Morgan sends it over.
And Reese Teasing keeping it up. And a block from Callie Lush and a hit. Reese Teasing going up. He gets it on the FC's court. And his point Bulldogs. Looks like it was a carry from number 1 of FC.
And that's what the Bulldogs needed. Once again, the Dogs are just great when they're in that primal grit and grind of it going back and forth right up against the net. That's where they're shining here tonight.
That's right. We just got to give ourselves a chance after that first serve. As we have Callie Lush here serving for the Bulldogs. Reese Teasing keeping it alive. And Addie Vaughn just with the miss hit. Looks like kind of rolled off the side of her hands there, shaking
Yeah,
it
looks
to
like she just didn't get that bump perfectly.
just shaking it to the stands, yeah.
And Floyd gets ready to serve once more as this fourth set wears on. The serve is up.
Ooh. And you know,
kill
just those simple hits there. The serve receives. Reese Teasing hitting it over to FC to set them up to be able to hit that down on the Bulldogs.
Yes, and that's another point for the Highlanders. And things are
not looking too good here for the Bulldogs. We definitely need a major run. I'm saying we put in Coco Owsley next time we get a serve. She was very consistent against the James County game.
Yes, and we need some sort of fire off of the bench.
And we
A
had
little
some
too much fire there.
Yeah, just not enough accuracy. I tell you what, though, whenever Reese Teasing gets up there and hits that ball, she has got a powerful hit. It just went a little too far out.
Yeah, Teasing, Charlo, and Lush all have some great hard-hitting serves when the ball's put in their hands.
Just like right there from Ellie Charlo. This is match point for FC. Let's see how the Bulldogs can do. Oh, wow, and an amazing block by Gretchen Sprecher right there.
And that has gotten everyone in the gym going. There's still hope for the Bulldogs here as it's their serve.
That's right, Reese Teasing here serving for the Bulldogs. With a good serve, FC keeping it up. And the FC hitting it down there at the back right corner. Bulldogs not able to get it.
And
good match, though.
That's it. Floyd Central takes it tonight, but a good effort put up by the New Albany Bulldogs here tonight.
Yeah, no, we definitely see a lot of talent. Just cleaning up definitely those mistakes and capitalizing more on the talent that we have is definitely going to give the Bulldogs more of a winning record here this season.
That's right, and now with that win under their belts for the Highlanders, Floyd Central becomes the only team in the Hoosier Hills Conference to remain undefeated thus far, and that bumps them over the 500 mark as they are now 7-6. New Albany is now at 7-4 with a 2-1 record in the Hoosier Hills Conference.
Yeah, just if the Bulldogs would have came out with the same energy that they had in set 2, I think this definitely would have been a completely different story here, Oliver.
Yes, that second set was easily their best, and not just from the fact that they won it, but they just had so much energy there on the court. There was a lot of back and forth between the two teams, and that was just where New Albany was getting a lot of their points tonight, but they couldn't keep things going in the third and fourth sets and just fall to the Highlanders here tonight.
Absolutely, Oliver.
There are some very small things, but there's also a lot of good that we found with the sophomores and Charlotte Fisher.
Yes, there was a lot of good to take out of this game.
Like Callie Lush. I mean,
yes.
absolutely consistent with her serving there in set 2. And then just the plays that the sophomores took where Ellie Charlotte was able to get it up to Addie Vaughn, and Addie Vaughn just setting Callie Lush there in the middle with her power. Nobody was able to stop her.
Yes, even though we've got a lot of seniors on this team, the future looking past this season is looking pretty good based on the play of the sophomores here tonight.
All right, so we got a little bit of some stats here. For aces, we have Ellie Charlo with 1, Charlotte Fisher with 1, and Callie Lush with 3. As we see the sophomores there putting up some stats there on the board for the Bulldogs. And for FC, we have Maddie Johnson putting up 6 aces. And we also have Nora Gibson putting up 6 aces. And Carly Fonda putting up 1 ace there for FC. We definitely see a lot more aces there from the FC side of the table here on our chart.
Yes, that's right.
All right, and then for kills, we have Ellie Charlo with 8, Reese Teasing with 10, Gretchen Sprecher with 1, Charlotte Fisher with 1, Addie Vaughn with 1, and Callie Lush with 5. I mean, like we said before, the sophomores and then Reese Teasing, our junior, a little bit of the underclassmen here, really leading our team tonight.
Right, and while it is a loss here for the Dogs, once again, a lot of good to be taken out of it. And there are a few things that if they can just work them out as the season goes on, I think the Dogs, if they perchance meet Floyd in the sectional later this season, I think they'll have a good chance at getting a little revenge match.
I agree with you, Oliver, there.
We're going to close out with some good tonight by once again thanking our underwriting grant sponsors with the following. Big 4 Escape Rooms, Craig Eberly's Big Red Team, Sean Clemens Loans, Sean Clemens Painting, Dark Horse Construction, The Devil's Attic, Pfeiffer Law Office, Form G Holdings, First Savings Bank, and Scott Bogdan. Thank you all for tuning in to 88.1 WNAS New Albany. I'm here with Colin Kruer, I'm Sam Jaggers, and the wonderful Oliver Trueblood closing out for the night.